Shalom, shalom, shalom. Back with another video. So before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikaha Kodash, to the elder apostles and the bishop of Great Millstone, who rule well, who I learn from daily. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the elect. Shalom. We here with a quick lunchtime video about the blood moon that's coming during the Passover. And I just wanted to go to give my own thoughts about that, about the moon, about it being on the Passover, and what it represents, at least to me, and I hope at least some of you as well. So we know that in the first Passover, that the Most High brought us out of Egypt with great death of the firstborn of Egypt. That includes men and beasts. How he had the death angel descend upon Egypt. How the Israelite put the blood on the posts of the house, so that that great death would pass over them, and they will be saved from that calamity. But now here in Babylon, Yahweh Bahashem and Yahweh Shai is coming back to save his elect. But we no longer have to put that blood over our signpost, over our door, because now the elect have that signpost in their mind. It's like their mind is their signpost now. But I just really wanted to talk about how Yahweh Bahashem and Yahweh Shai brought that great death. And with the blood moon being on the Passover, hopefully, Yahweh willing, that this will be the last Passover. That hopefully everything start this year. If not, after the let's say a week or two after the Passover. Because to me, that blood moon represents all the death and destruction that we know is going to happen. It's a sign from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to me that that blood moon is going to represent the killing that will be done in the upcoming days. So I want to start off on Acts 2. It's like I want to start off in Acts 2. This is the book of Acts, chapter 2. And let's see. We're going to start at 16. The book of Acts 2 and verse 16. But this is which was spoken by the prophet Joel. It shall come to pass that in the last days, which we are in, says Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your young men shall see vision, and your old men shall have dreams. And we've been seeing a lot of that going on lately. And my servants and my handmaid will I pour out in those of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. Verse 19, here's the point. And I will show wonders in the heavens above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. And the sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and notable day of the Lord come. And I ain't saying this Passover is when Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is talking about, because we know only Yahweh knows when the end truly is coming. But I'm saying this is one of the signs for me. I see how much blood would be shed, Because we all know once Jacob's trouble start, once all hell break loose, it's going to be a point to where blood is just going to be running in the street. Body's going to be laid there like, as the scriptures say, as dung. No one's going to be there to bury him or lay him to rest. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem and Yahweh Shai is going to work a great evil in this place. For all the abominations and wickedness that has been done here. And like I said earlier, remember, during the first Exodus, we left out of there with great death and bloodshed, man. When the Lord killed all the firstborn of Egypt. We're going to go there to Exodus 11. Give me a second. This is Exodus 11 in verse 5. No, we're going to start at 4. And Moses said, "Thus says Yahweh, about midnight I will go out unto the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon the throne, even the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And it shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, each as there was none like it, nor there should be any like any more." And really, if you go into that verse 6, that sounds just like Jeremiah 37 of Jacob's trouble. It's showing you how truly bad it was, man. All those firstborn dying, everybody waking up to their kids dead, waking up to the firstborn of their animal. It was a great cry in Egypt. So what do you think going to happen here in spiritual Egypt, Babylon the Great, when Jacob's trouble kick off and the Lord let that death angel come back through, them death angels come back through them spirits, and them vengeful spirits come out and let them play like they kids that hopped up on sugar from sucking on sugar all day, man. It's gonna be a great morning going on. Give me a moment. Let me get to that Jeremiah 30. All right. Let's see. We're going to start. I always like to start at 4. We're going to start at Jeremiah 30 and 4, going into Jacob's trouble. "And there shall be and these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, the northern and southern tribe. For thus says Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling of fear and not of peace." So in that time, man, there's going to be a lot of people scared shitless because all the things that's going to happen in the earth. "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travaileth with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loin, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." So it's going to be so bad. We done all seen them look movies and stuff where people go to rocking back and forth when they're so scared they can't do nothing, their mind and just shut down on them. It's just pure fear and panic and utter distress. That's what the Lord said is coming. And to me, that's what that blood moon is representing. Because when Jacob's trouble kick off like it did in Egypt, man, that death toll is going to go from 1 to 1 billion, 1 to 1 million overnight. Once the Lord say, okay, look at his watch. I know he got a watch, but just look at his watch and say, okay, it's time for Jacob's trouble to go off. That's what's gonna happen. Just complete destruction. All right. Verse 7. Here's the point. "Alas, for that day is great, so none shall be like it." Didn't he just say that in Exodus? And it was none like it. Exodus 11 and 6. "It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, and that he is the elect. Those who are following the 100% true doctrine that the elder apostles and bishops and all the men of GMS have been pushing for years. The Lord is going to save them out of that dreadful trouble, just like He did just like He did in Egypt. Except it won't be everybody this time. It will only be who the one the Lord wants. That's why, even though we know what that blood moon can represent, we also not dismayed at it. We also not scared like the heathen are. They making a big deal out of it. Like, oh man, gonna be a blood moon, a new blood moon. We ain't worrying about that, man. We trying to be sober and vigilant for the return of Yahweh Shem Hawashai, so we can be saved out of this trouble that's coming. To us, that blood moon just represents the destruction that's gonna happen, even in the last days, man. Even in the great and dreadful day of Yahweh Shem Hawashai, when He returns to save His elect and destroy our enemy. We're going to go to Revelation right quick, because my lunchtime is coming to an end. Revelation 2. Should be here. We're going to just do 12 right quick. We're going to do 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun had became a sackcloth or hair, and the moon became as blood. See, that blood moon is going to come in the last days when Yahweh Shem Hawashai come to rescue His people. When Yahweh pull up in His chariot for that great destruction of Babylon, and also the salvation of the elect. So this sign to me is great. I just hope this be the year that Yahweh Shem Hawashai decide that, hey, that destruction will come, the salvation will come, and the birth of a new kingdom will be here. But that's all I had to say on that. Hope this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Hawashai. Shalom. See you in the next video.